NBA star and Lake Oswego native Kevin Love is being commended for writing an essay on mental health in the Players Tribune. Now, he shared how a recent panic attack changed his life, and he's going to therapy to learn how to deal with emotions like grief. Love says he wrote the essay to encourage others and help end the stigma of mental health.
Yeah, joining us now to talk about this topic is Dr. Chris Ferentinos with Unity Center for Behavioral Health. Welcome, doctor.
Thank you so much, Ashley.
Let's talk about this. You know, we see it often in men, but especially successful men. Why is it that they have such trouble opening up about mental illness and mental health?
Yeah, so successful men specifically, but all men, have been raised to be, to not have feelings, to be tough, to be, you know, to just take life on its own and to be a provider.
Sure.
So to show vulnerability, talking about something that's not going well with you, it's very hard. It's not how we raise our boys. So it's just very hard. And in many ways, we really want to encourage that because it's so important.
It's healthy.
Yeah, it's
to
so
talk
healthy.
About it. You see someone like Kevin Love, a celebrity, for example, coming forward with his story. That's got to shed a lot of light on the topic. I'm sure you're pleased when you see these types of situations.
Absolutely, because as you probably know, that one in every 5 Americans will be diagnosed with a mental health diagnosis during every 12-month period.
20%.
So it's very high. So many of us are living, as he says, there's always something going on.
Yep, that you don't see behind the curtain.
And you don't see behind the curtain.
Yeah, exactly.
Is part of this just, and this is an example, it seems like he expressed his feelings, he wrote about them, and I'm assuming that's an important part of his journey to getting past what's really been bothering himself.
Absolutely. It's not only, and also giving permission to others by expressing his own feelings and being open about it.
Right.
He's giving permission to others to seek therapy.
Well, doctor, what can we do as a society to really end the stigma? Where do we go? Is it just talking about the issue? Does that help?
I think talking about the issue, I also think that there is a great deal of need for self-compassion, for actually creating a practice of self-compassion in which, because here's what happens. You're having panic attacks, you're having depression, and you're being hard on yourself. And you're putting yourself down, you're saying, it's my fault. I made it happen, I'm doing this. And so in many ways, what you want is to create a society and knowledge about self-compassion in which you can actually treat yourself like you would treat your best friend.
Okay, and you're gonna walk us through a little bit of an exercise.
Well,
doctor.
I wanted to actually propose to you just to, this is an exercise that now we're doing with a lot of people in order to actually practice to be able to offer ourselves compassion. Put your hand in your heart and close your eyes for a second and think about something in which you're kind of beating yourself up a little, that you're actually sort of like down on yourself, that there's something wrong and you're just being you know, you're down on yourself. And then put your hand in your heart and then say, I forgive you.
I forgive you.
I feel better about missing that big snowstorm forecast last year already.
I don't know if I forgive you.
I love you. I love you. I forgive you. I really, you know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So it's kind of like saying that to yourself.
Positive self-affirmations and self-talk.
But it does relieve stress. I feel that already.
And just reflection. So doctor, before we go, it's important, where can people go for resources if they are struggling?
Right. So here in the Portland area, you have 2 places that people can go if they're struggling. One is the Cascadia Walk-In Clinic, and the other place is where I work, which is Unity Center for Behavioral Health. We have a 24-hour open psychiatric emergency service where you have psychiatrists, nurses, social workers that can help people not only get an assessment and get stable, but also do a follow-up, like connect people to follow up.
Okay, Dr. Chris Ferentinos, Unity Center for Behavioral Health, thank you very much for being here today.
Much.
Yeah, Kathy Marshall, I forgive you. I think that's part of this exercise, dear.
Oh, good to know, Rob. Thanks. I've been losing sleep over that.